Slamdown is sponsored by BODYSLAM and Jam, and WWE Smack Talks and Impact Fan Nation. Welcome to another episode of Slamdown Livestream. I know this comment's going to make me very unpopular among WWE fans, but I'm going to be honest. It looks like they've brought back stupid booking. Now, I understand that they're going to India and everything else, and I understand that they've got to profit from that. They've got to make, I can get why they're making Jinder Mahal the champion. I can understand it, but they could do this angle in another way, which would probably be better for us fans and more of a point. As he's been a jobber for most of his time in with the WWE, I think I'd have rather seen him take the US title, and the reason I say that is because I don't think they're using Kevin Owens in the correct manner. I think they're making Kevin Owens look more of a corporate. I don't even know what it's. I like Kevin Owens when he's dangerous, when he's the fight Owens fight, where he just beats the crap out of the people, the don't care attitude, and that's what the fans like. It feels like they're chopping and changing superstars and stuff like that, and I don't get it. I don't get it why they need to repackage. I understand with the Shining Stars repackaging them, that worked. Repackaging the Hollywood Boys, agree, that worked. But repackaging Kevin Owens, okay, don't get it. Really don't get it. Don't understand it, and I don't even think it's necessary. That's the whole. I really don't think it's necessary to change Kevin Owens in the way they have. I just really don't agree with it. I think they could have gone a complete different route with it. What I would have done is I would have had Jinder Mahal go for the US title, and then use the US title and spit on it. Really use "I hate America" sort of cliche. They could even have him put something over the title, cover the US part up, and put the Indian flag on there or something like that. Sort of go with that route with it. That's what I think it would have got more over. Going for the main and pushing him as hard, I don't agree with it. Like I've always said this: if you're going to repackage or change someone slightly or give them the big push, it needs to be done in the right way. I know they were trying to do the shock factor, but to me, it's a bit like, oh, okay. And what makes it worse is you've got guys like AJ Styles, your main guys. Yes, I know he's been pushing for the top so long, but you just suddenly put him in the US title picture for no reason. Okay. it feels to be lack of stories now. You know, SmackDown has been brilliant, and now to me it's dropping off. Raw is all right, but SmackDown seems to be going downhill with what they're doing. I don't know if they've changed writers around or what they've done, but to me it's not the same SmackDown. You know, they need to work out. Really not work out, but they need to go back to what they were. For me, that is one of the biggest things. I'm going to go how I would do this. Like I said, I would have had Jinder Mahal go for the US title. The main title, I'd have even gone a three-way with Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. Actually, no, I would have, yeah. I'd have gone KO, Randy Orton, because at least that match you could make it close. You could sort of put Kevin Owens over. And then you could have stuff like Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, you know, or if Dolph Ziggler got the title, you could have Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles. You know, that's where I think their heavyweight division should be on SmackDown, because then it's slightly different, because it's not your big top of the guys. It's, you know, more of a athlete. I say more of an athlete, you know, the more of the performance, the super kicks, the high spots, you know, not like the cruiserweights, but sort of that sort of start way I would have gone with it. I know that's my opinion, but I'd feel as fans would be better off with that, and then just have all the main guys on Raw. So then that way you're going through two markets. Just my opinion on that. But yeah, I'm just not digging SmackDown anymore, and it's frustrating, is what it is. It's, you know, people who don't know, I've been a wrestling fan since the WCW days. You know, so I've watched it from then all the way till now. There was parts where I even wanted to turn SmackDown off, because to me, it seemed like they were going backwards and doing the same old shit they've done in the past. So it feels to me, I don't know if it's Vince McMahon telling people this is happening, that's happening, we're doing it my way. I could probably believe that it's, you know, Vince doing all this. Because you look at something like NXT, amazing product, you know, the way it's done brilliantly, and then you see SmackDown and Raw failing, and I know there's a lot of WWE fans out there that are going to probably go, oh, you should. I'm not. I'm just giving an honest opinion as a wrestling fan, and you know, I've watched the WWE/WWF for years, and it really does feel like they're going backwards. I'm trying to think of something positive to talk about the product, but I'm struggling. I am really struggling to be positive about the product, because it is that bad in my eyes. I can't work it out. You know, with so many stars that you've also got on other parts of the WWE that you could bring into SmackDown to make SmackDown even better. You know, I don't understand Drew Galloway going for NXT. You know, but we've seen the rumours of Crazy Steve coming up. Gunner is another one, and Low Rush. So, you know, WWE are signing these big stars, and I don't think they need to necessarily put the more established talent for NXT. I think the more established talent should go straight to Raw and SmackDown. And here's my problem with NXT. You know, NXT is meant to develop characters, meant to develop wrestlers, but it's not being used in that way. It's more of a, let's put everybody through NXT and then bring them up. You sort of lose the surprises, you know. if I was watching SmackDown and Kevin Owens in the ring and mouthing off, let's say we didn't know Drew Galloway was with NXT, so none of that happened, and we see Kevin Owens mouthing off, Drew Galloway music hits, you'll get the pops. The crowds will go, oh my God, he's here. Just like when the Hardy Boys came. You know, the crowd popped. And that's what you want. You want the pops. You want the excitement. And again, the same with Raw. The crowd was quiet. Now, you really need to look at yourself and look at the product to you know, and see, hang on, we've got quiet fans here. I think the WWE needs a big shake-up. And that's what they need. They really need to shake up the product because it is a bore to watch. There's products out there that can be better than the WWE. And I'm not going to say Impact Wrestling is the best wrestling product out there. I'm not. It's in transition, I'd say, Impact Wrestling. So, you know, it's getting back on its feet. But, you know, you look at a company like New Japan. Amazing product. If they could get all the TV deals and have American commentators and stuff like that, they could probably beat the WWE in ratings. And that's the problem. The WWE need to go back to the old school mentality of listening to the fans and put on good wrestling. But let's get digging into the SmackDown Live. Starting off the match, we've seen Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring with Dolph Ziggler. And we've seen they're calling him the artist. Don't know why they need to change that. I think they should have kept the King of Strong style. Makes him sound more unique. When I heard the artist, it made me think of WCW and the character they had, the artist, on that. It did make me think like that. I think it's a bad move. But that's me just being my view on it. We did hear Shinsuke talk a little bit, but not too much, you know. Dolph hit him with a kick. He went down. He played possum and then went to attack Dolph Ziggler. It was a good start off, but I want to see Shinsuke Nakamura wrestle now. I don't want to see all these little things anymore. I want to see him in a match. I'm waiting to see him in a match. That's all I can really say on that. But yeah, it was a good start off. We saw AJ Styles against Baron Corbin. And again, we saw this last week. If you're building a rivalry, you build up to it. You don't just, it worked last week. We'll do it again this week. You know, they could have done a tag team match. They could have done something different. Not repeat the same old stuff. It's annoying as hell. But yeah, it was a good match. You know, it was a good match between them. Saw a bit of Kevin Owens. We get involved in the match where Kevin Owens and Brian Corbin both started beating down on AJ. It was meh. Like I said, it was an alright match. We saw American Alpha take on the Colons in the Beat the Clock Challenge. Problem I have with Beat the Clock Challenge is, I wouldn't say it's the way it's been used. It's more of, you're not going on the best team or the best athletes winning. You're going on who wins in the quickest time. Where you could put a good team against jobbers and you know that match is going to win. just don't like Beat the Clock Challenge. But we saw American Alpha taking on the Cullen's. It was a good quality match, actually. It was probably 5 minutes and something the time ended on. After that, we saw Rusev saying he's coming on his terms. Said he didn't like Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, and basically said he'll only appear on Team Blue if he got a championship opportunity at Money in the Bank. So I'm guessing with his injury, it's going to keep him off till Money in the Bank. We saw Randy Orton taking on Eric Rowan. Now, actually, this match I enjoyed. I enjoyed the heavy hitting, and they paced the match out really well. I was impressed. I couldn't take my eyes off it. And it was nice that Randy Orton wasn't dominating Eric Rowan as well. We did see Jinder Mahal come out as well and to attack Randy Orton. So did the Bollywood Boys. I can't pronounce their new name. So, yeah, we saw them come down as well. Is it the Singh Brothers? Singh Brothers? They came down and attacked Randy Orton and put Randy Orton down, basically. After that, we saw Breezango taking on the Ascension in Beat the Clock Challenge. Now, with this match, they're both jobbers, so I thought it's either going to be a quick victory for the Ascension, but I didn't think Breezango would win. I really did not expect that. But they managed to get the victory, and they'll be going on for a challenge for the titles. After that, we saw SmackDown Women's Champion Naomi taking on Charlotte. We did say there is a couple of females that are not happy with Charlotte being given a title opportunity. We saw the team of Carmella, Natalya, Tamina, and little sidekick James Ellsworth came in. They started beating down on Naomi and Charlotte. This is probably going to lead on to a 3-on-3 match with them three taking on Charlotte, Naomi, and probably Becky Lynch. I think that's the way they're going to go with it. And that's it. I'm going to have to say it was worse than Raw. Don't really like to say that, but it was. I'm going to be honest. It was. It's frustrating for me. It's, I expect better and I want there to be better, but SmackDown was so lackluster, and I think it's just been a bad week for wrestling. If I have to grade it, I'm trying to think of an honest answer, a good answer. I'll have to give it a D. No, I'll give the others a D. D-. Yeah, I'm going to have to say D- if I'm completely honest. I can't. That's about it. We did see that in Talking Smack, Baron Corbin attacked an official, which means now he's suspended for 1 week for shoving an official. He's suspended for 1 week and he's been fined. Right, okay, so I don't know where they're going to go with that. It's a lot. Like again, it's just bad stories. It's becoming more frequent in wrestling at the minute. The bad angles, the bad stories. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say than that. We will be doing pay-per-view predictions for Payback on Sunday. What will probably happen is I will come on probably 8 o'clock on Sunday, do the prediction show, and then we'll be on air at 9 o'clock doing Impact Wrestling review. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody watching, and I will be back on Sunday, and everyone have a good weekend, and this has been your host, Ashley Friend.